So, I'm sure you've seen the headlines buzzing around about OpenAI's rumored next big thing, GPT 5.3, with the codename Garlic. And the real question on everyone's mind is this a genuine game changer that turns AI from a simple tool into a real collaborator? Or is it just, a ton of hype? Well, today we're going to dig in and separate the facts from the fiction. So here's the big question, right? Could this rumored update, with its supposed focus on being super efficient and useful, actually be the most practical leap forward for AI we've seen so far? We're going to get into the leaks, break down what they're claiming, and figure out what it all really means. Okay, so here's how we're going to crack this thing open. First, we'll dive into the garlic mystery itself. Then, we'll look at the incredible features people are talking about. After that, we'll ask the big question, is it actually more reliable? We'll compare the rumored timeline with a serious reality check, and then we'll deliver the final verdict. All right, before we get into all the mind-blowing features, we have got to set the record straight. We need to figure out what we actually know versus what's just floating around in the rumor mill. Drawing that line between what OpenAI has officially said and what these leaks are claiming is absolutely key. The code name itself, Garlic, is actually pretty clever when you think about it. It's a metaphor, right? Like a single clove of garlic, it represents this idea of concentrated intelligence, something that seems smaller and more efficient, but wow, it packs a serious punch. That name really captures the whole philosophy behind this. So let's be super clear here. If you go to OpenAI's website right now, you won't see anything about GPT-5.3. The official public model is still GPT-5.2. But the leaks suggest that Garlic is a very real thing happening internally, a code red project that was supposedly rushed into development to fight back against the huge competition from Google's Gemini 3 and Anthropic's Claude 4.5. Okay, now let's get to the really exciting part, the features that, if they're true, would be a massive quantum leap forward. We're not just talking about a slightly better chatbot here. The leaks are pointing to a fundamental change, something called agentic reasoning, where the AI acts more like an independent colleague than just a tool you command. The first number that's going to make your jaw drop is a massive 400,000. That's the rumored input token context. This completely changes the game for complex tasks. I mean, forget just summarizing an article. We're talking about uploading an entire company's documentation to find a solution, or feeding it a huge code base to find that one tiny hidden bug. And then, on the flip side, you've got another equally huge number, a rumored output limit of 128,000 tokens. Wow, this could be totally transformative. It means a developer could literally ask for a whole software application, or a lawyer could request a complete, detailed legal brief and get it all back in one single shot. No more piecing little bits together. And when you put it all side by side like this, you can really see the massive leap we're talking about. We're supposedly jumping from 256,000 tokens to 400,000, but with something they're calling perfect recall, so it doesn't forget details halfway through. The whole architecture is said to be different, using enhanced pre-training efficiency to be smarter, not just bigger. And the biggest deal? Moving away from clumsy plugins to having agent-like reasoning built right in, all managed by an auto router that uses exactly the right amount of power for the job. But okay, with all this incredible new power, it brings up that familiar, critical question. Can we actually trust it? Hallucinations. When the AI just confidently makes stuff up, that's been the biggest headache for everyone. So this next part is all about how Garlic supposedly takes on that problem directly. So according to the leaks, the secret sauce is this new self-verification logic. Before it even gives you an answer, the model supposedly does a quick, hidden check on itself. It reviews its own thinking for any contradictions, basically acting as its own fact-checker. The whole point is to catch those really bad mistakes before you ever see them. And get this, on top of that internal check, the model has reportedly been trained on something called epistemic humility. It's a fancy term, but all it really means is teaching the AI to know what it doesn't know. That should cut down on those times it sounds super confident about something that's totally wrong. Plus, it helps that its knowledge is a bit fresher, with a cutoff date of August 31, 2025. Okay, so the features sound absolutely incredible, right? But, and this is the big but, when could we actually get our hands on it? And what are the hidden dangers we need to be thinking about? Let's switch gears from all the hype to a much-needed reality check. The timeline that's being thrown around is, well, it's aggressive. Some people are saying we could see an internal preview for partners as early as late January 2026. Then maybe an API rollout in February and a full public release by the spring. Some insiders even claim that a few big companies are already quietly testing it out right now under strict non-disclosure agreements. But well, let's just pump the brakes for a second. First off, none of this is proven. There are no official benchmarks, no papers, nothing. Second, hallucinations aren't going away completely. For anything important, you'll still need a human to double check. Third, running a 400,000 token model is going to be expensive, which might mean it's not for everybody. And finally, giving an AI direct access to your files and tools, that opens up a whole new world of security risks we need to be very, very careful about.
And you know, this comment from a Reddit discussion really just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures that healthy dose of skepticism we should all probably have right now. Without anything official from OpenAI, you have to wonder if this is all just a clever way to build up excitement.
So, after looking at all the evidence, the wild rumors, and the serious reality checks, what's the final call? And maybe more importantly, what's the smartest thing for you to be doing right here, right now? Here is the smartest move you can make is to not wait around for garlic. Get really, really good with the powerful tools you already have, because those core skills, learning how to write great prompts, figuring out how to integrate agents with today's models, and just using your critical thinking, those skills are timeless. They'll be absolutely essential for whatever comes next, hype or no hype. And that brings us to our final thought. The promise of these new AI agents is massive, but it comes with this really big question. Forget all the hype for a moment and just think about the implications of this. Would you be comfortable giving an AI native direct access to your computer's entire file system? It's a question we're all going to have to answer for ourselves, and probably a lot sooner than we think.